everyone, Techne here with a keyboard review, and the keyboard we have today is the bloody B930 gaming keyboard. Now this is a really interesting keyboard with some pretty cool tech packed into it. You might have seen some of the tech that's packed into this in some products that recently came out. We'll kind of go through the keyboard. I'll bring you in, we'll talk about it a little bit, and I think you'll be able to catch on actually. Number one, before we get into the keyboard, let me just share this packaging with you. I mean, this packaging is solid. Nice solid cardboard box here, little bloody logo. Right down here, it's magnetized actually. Pop it open, bam, and it's all covered within that foam right there. I mean, super protected. Really awesome box. Put it as a display or something. Just really cool packaging. And also speaking about inside the box and everything, they give you some extra keycaps and a keycap puller. But the really cool thing about some of the extra keycaps they give you, if we can catch some focus right here, see the little indentation right there? They give you a few keys of those, your WASD and whatnot, and they feel really nice when you're gaming with them. Just kind of lock your finger right in there. It just stays perfectly right there. Really nice when you're gaming. All right, so let's kick it off with build here. Now, number one, the USB cable is attached to the keyboard here. It is braided right here and it feels pretty heavy duty. As you can see right here, you got the little silver line right underneath the keys. So the base underneath the keys right around here is all metal, and then underneath it is plastic. Now you can see you kind of have like that futuristic, I don't know, industrial type of design. Again, showing that chrome touch along the metal base right there. You got a couple screws poking out right over here, and then with the keycaps and everything. So again, you kind of get that futuristic, really rustic type of vibe from it. Really cool. You got the RGB comes up on the side, both sides of the keyboard right there. That also changes whatever color you're doing. All right, so as far as the bottom of the board, as you can see, you have four pretty big rubber feet, two on the front, two on the rear here, and then you have these pop-out feet right here. That red is also rubberized grip as well, so it doesn't budge on you. That kind of felt like a flight attendant, didn't it? You got two on the front, two on the rear, and if in case of emergency, you can pop out these feet as well. But again, as far as the basic build right there, it feels definitely solid. The style, I think it's got to be a personal preference type thing if you got that kind of, really kind of industrial, rugged look right there, rather than the straight, smooth edges, no screws showing, So again, that's kind of got to be a personal preference if you have your setup built around that. And as I stated earlier, it is RGB, as you can see right now. I usually leave all of my keyboards on a solid red, and it's honestly very crisp on this keyboard. It looks really good, but you can take your function and then your cycle right here and cycle some different effects. You got some breathe, color cycle right here, your little rainbow deal and all that. Again, you have plenty of effects packed into this. You can also cycle with your number keys over here, get some different solids, cycle right through there, breathe effect rainbow deal. And again, the RGB looks really vibrant and crisp on this. Oh, here we go. This is the little one. I skipped right over those. And this one pops out like that. Again, it's very crisp and very solid RGB. All right, so let's go and let's talk about the bloody software here. It sounds so bad when I say the bloody software, but anyways, that's the name, right? So anyways, let's check it out. We have this little shortcut that's going to be on your screen right here. It'll tell you if you're in game mode, caps lock, num lock, all that stuff as you can see right here. But what we can do is just double click it and it'll pull the software up for us, and you can move this anywhere on your screen if you desire, out of your way. So anyways, let's go right down here to button where we can customize our buttons. As you see, we pull up the H and you got all these options to customize them right there. You can do them with whatever key you want right there. Just click them to activate or deactivate them. Different profiles right over here. And then we'll go over and click onto the RGB. As you see, you have some of our presets right here and then the animation. This will be our wave mode that you can adjust. Full color, which you can activate it as a constant light or a breathe light. And again, whenever you're in these, you can customize them to whatever you like. Every single key can be a different color. Even the sides of it you can adjust, which is really cool. Then you over here, no, we don't want to save that. Then you have key color. This is kind of like, let's see if we press red, so color press. So whenever you press one of the keys, it won't show it a preview right here, but when you press one of the keys, it'll change that color whenever you're playing it. You can adjust that color again to whichever you desire there. And then over here, you have some other different things. As far as the ripple and the meteor, when it kind of fades out from those key presses, you can adjust those as well, whichever color, the background color or the key press. Really cool, and a bunch of options you can do right there. Nope, don't want to save that. Then you got macro mode where you can adjust all this stuff, and it just gets a little bit confusing. I actually never use macros, but if you do, you have it right there. Then over here to super combo, and this gets a little again, a little bit confusing. Let's go and pick on a single. We'll create new file, sure. Click keyboard. So we're going to go with A, and then we're going to click it again, and we'll press, let's put S since it's right next to it, right? So what that's going to do is, say, for example, you're playing, I don't know, what would be a good example? Overwatch or something, right? And you want to activate your super, bam, A and S, and it'll activate it right there. So kind of cool to have those options if you're into all that customization or having those shortcuts. Hey, this is going to have it for you. All right, so this is where things are going to get pretty interesting right here. I know a lot of you will probably kind of catch on right away what's going on here, but I'm going to bring you in. We're going to kind of talk about the switches on this board. You might already see straight off the bat, take a look at that switch right there. What does it look like? Just even before I take it out, what does it look like to you? I'm going to give you one little hint. There we go. Now, what does it look like? Now you'll probably be able to tell very easily what it looks like. Again, I got your little hint right back there behind us, so I'm sure you can kind of catch on, right? It's kind of showing you, hey, the big brands got this marketing, and they're going to kind of take it and run with it and claim it. And that's where I think the shame comes in, where I don't think the company should be claiming it just because they stamped their name on the back. So again, just to be clear, I'm not trying to hate on them or hate on the keyboard. It looks like a really cool keyboard, but let's give some credit and some high fives to where they are deserved right here with Bloody and A4 Tech on these switches. I just want to show you a little bit more about this switch and how it's built and everything. Again, as you can see, you have those little stabilizers, and that is on every single switch right there. Hard to get focus on this little guy right there. LED right in the front right there. And what I want to show you how this works with the optical switches. As you see when I press it down, and you can see that white little spot, really hard to see because it's so tiny. But anyways, it goes up, and then when it goes down, that optical light will go straight through there and register your key press right there. Again, just like a lot of the other ones, but again, right when it goes down through there, it'll activate. All right, now a little bit of information on these optical switches here. As we all know, we have seen quite a few optical switches coming out these days. Definitely a whole bunch of the Gatoron opticals, right? Now, these are a little bit different here with a total travel distance of 3.5 millimeters, actuation point of 1.5 millimeter, actuation force of 40 cn, and a max latency of 0.2 milliseconds. Now, these switches do come in the brown, as we're seeing right here, which is a linear and smooth, kind of compared to like, say, a Cherry MX Gatoron red, Cherry MX red, or anything like that, right? But they also come in an orange, which is going to be more comparable to, say, like a blue switch, where you can get that tactile bump within it. All right, so real quick, let me go on and give you a sound test here. Again, we are using the LK brown switches right here, and again, just a quick sound test. All right, so what did you guys think about that sound test right there in these switches? Again, talking those numbers and everything, I'm not a big numbers guy. It's kind of like whatever. I'd like to hear how someone actually experienced with it is. And let me tell you what, gaming with this thing, and they talk about being precise and really quick and everything, it was a different experience with this. Again, first keyboard I've ever used that was like this, because again, when you press it down, it's like, I mean, it's instant. It is right there, you know? So, of course, that's going in a long play with the optical and everything like that, the very quick actuation and short press. But it got weird because it was so quick. Again, it's great. If you're playing a lot of competitive first-person shooter stuff, that's where this is really going to benefit you. Honestly, when I was typing or responding to comments or anything like that, you know, it felt weird because I'm almost like, okay, I need to press a little further. Why is this already actuating? All right, so where do I put this keyboard here? Again, it was very different and very interesting, just fun to use, you know what I mean? But where do I put it? I really put it in that class of competitive gaming. You know, I'm usually just casual Joe, you know, I love winning, but it's just, I'm out here to have fun, you know? But again, when I was playing a lot of Call of Duty and Battlefield on this keyboard, it was just, I mean, it got me a little competitive because I felt that little extra edge. It's not like this, you know, world-changing thing, but it's incredibly noticeable. Again, when you're just hitting those switches, bam, it's right there. And then you hit it over, bam, it's right there. You know, it's just, it felt weird. It definitely took me at least a week and a half to get used to, you know what I mean? But straight out the box, I'm like, all right, sounds a little different here. Should I be pressing this harder? Why is it already registering, you know? So that's honestly where I put it right there. If you're a real competitive gamer and you want that edge, this is going to give it to you. But hey, that's what we got here, the bloody B930 gaming keyboard. I felt like it's a pretty fun review. Again, almost like a little history lesson there, right? Kind of learned the origination of some technology, which was really cool right there. But hey, I really appreciate you stopping by and watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.